I'm putting on makeup and I'm getting bored and wanting to quit, so I thought I'd turn on the camera to finish. I'm not one that really likes doing makeup. But I was thinking about how I have two daughters, you know, that I'm trying to raise in today's world with technology and social media and filters and people doing makeup that is like catfishing and makes them look like someone that they're not, which has to cause, you know, body image and like issues. I mean, if you look totally different when you're made up, you just, I can see how you wouldn't like yourself as much if you're not. I mean, I've actually known women. I went to school with a girl whose mother would sleep in makeup in case there was a fire. Because she never wanted to be seen without makeup. And it's like, oh my gosh, I mean, what kind of like self-esteem issues do you have to have? I mean, so I work really hard to try to tell my daughters, you know, that makeup is to enhance your features. And it's, you know, to make, you know, to play up what you already have. It's not to make you look like somebody you're not. And, I mean, you just don't want to, I don't know, you don't want to like, and you just don't want to fixate so much on looks. I mean, it is a shame that if you go out somewhere, like, you know, a grocery store even, and you don't have on makeup and you need to interact with a clerk, you're not going to be treated as well as the person that does have on makeup and, you know, is dressed better. Now, you don't have to be dressed like you're going to a ballroom, but it really does. It's like, you know, it's just this society just puts the focus on everything wrong. But that's by design, because whoever's running this place is harvesting our energy and evil. And they do not want us to realize the power within ourselves and accept ourselves. For if you accept yourself and love yourself, you don't need all this external validation. And, you know, they want us even thinking that God is outside ourselves when God is the voice within you. It's just, you know, it's nuts. I mean, everything is within, but they want us to focus on the external and look to the external for guidance. I did my hair curly today, and, you know, I always get a lot of compliments on it, but I myself, I don't like it. It's easier to do, and I was just wanting to try this new drying method, and it did seem to work okay, but it didn't like work that much better than normal. I'm just going to do regular eyeshadow. But anyways, I didn't know how to do makeup at all until I had like daughters, and I thought, well, I should probably, well, and it was when she was about 2, and it became obvious that my oldest daughter is incredibly girly, and she is. And I knew that if I didn't know how to do makeup and like, you know, just stuff like that when she was older, we would drift apart. It would be just one less thing that we could bond over. And it is something that she likes. See, the thing is I had a really love-hate relationship with my mom. My mom was like my first boy. And so, you know, she has major self-esteem issues. And so it's not like she was like making me feel like I was enough. And so I've had to do a lot of healing and a lot of following my instincts and just, you know, a lot of reading about parenting and just different things like that. And I'm trying to build relationships with my kids that they don't need to escape from. Now, so far, I think I'm okay. My oldest, my 18-year-old, he, you know, trusts me quite a lot and, you know, tells me things and stuff. The key is you can't ever react. Like, if they tell you that they robbed a bank, you can't then go into how bad it is to rob a bank. That's not the time. I mean, you're supposed to be their safe spot. And it's hard because, you know, it's hard to watch the world take their innocence away. And my current thing is, so my oldest daughter is getting ready to go into middle school. So she's 11. And she likes wearing these incredibly short shorts, okay? And I haven't really flat out sat her down and told her that she can't do that anymore, but I'm going to have to. And I'm thinking of, you know, how I'm going to word it and everything. I mean, I want to start it off with, you know, it absolutely 100% has absolutely nothing to do with her body. There is nothing wrong with her body. I mean, in fact, it's, you know, the fact that her body could be so appealing that is the problem. And I'm just going to have to tell her that, you know, it unfortunately makes you, you know, while clothing, you know, it's not your fault what you wear. Like if you have on shorts and a skirt and stuff like that and someone assaults you, that is not your fault, okay? And that is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that it makes people a target, and if you're dressed like that and something happens to you, people are going to say that. They're going to say, well, she shouldn't have been wearing that and stuff like that. I mean, so it is unfortunate that, you know, women are viewed as objects. And, you know, I hate to have to take their innocence away. But, you know, she does need to be told that, you know, not only is it not going to be allowed at school, but it can make you a target for unpleasantries that I just don't want you having to deal with. And, you know, and I'm just going to make clear, though, that it absolutely has nothing to do with your body. And if something were to happen to you, I mean, it's not your fault. I mean, it does not make it someone's fault, a woman's fault, if she dresses that way. I mean, you know, however she's dressed, you don't have a right to touch her. But the unfortunate thing is that, you know, while society is coming around to that mentality, they're not all the way there yet. And some people would say if something happened to you and you were in terribly, you know, revealing clothing, that it was your fault, you know. And it just, I don't know. I mean, I hope that she doesn't have just the self-esteem issues that I did. You know, and I had some serious body dysmorphia when I was like in middle school. Like I was shaped a little bit different than I am now. Like I had a really thin waist and my thighs and rear end and stuff were heavier. And then after I had children, I began to hold a little bit more weight in here, and actually my thighs and rear end got smaller. But when I was shaped that way, and it was, you know, of course I would love to be shaped that way now. That's like what is desirable by, you know, the mainstream or whatever. People are like getting BBLs to look like how I used to. But at the time when I looked that way, I just thought that like I just had humongous thighs and they were, you know, disgusting, and just, it was really, you know, crazy dysmorphia, and I don't know where it came from. I mean, other than I never liked the way that they jiggled. I never liked how flabby they were. Come to find out, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and it was just the loose skin and stuff that always bothered me. And it's part of that. But, I wouldn't even wear shorts for, I mean, ever. I mean, I've only recently in the past few years started regularly wearing shorts. Now I'm also incredibly white, pasty white. The camera, for whatever reason, makes me look a lot darker than what I actually am. Like the makeup that I have to buy, the lightest shades available. And people did used to actually point and say stuff if I would wear shorts. And I'm not talking about just your peers. Like, I've had people point and say stuff in Kroger's, adults. Look at how white that girl is. I mean, it's not a freaking disability. I mean, it's ridiculous. People are just programmed so intensely to fear and mock what they don't understand. I mean, I understand wanting to, I guess stay away from things that you don't understand, but there's no need to mock it. I mean, and if you do mock it, you might as well just prepare for karma to bring it to your door, because that's what happens. Anyways, I don't know. It's hard to watch the world, strip the innocence away from your kids, but I would definitely rather me be the ones to tell them about the harsh realities of this world than them to get it from others. Motherhood isn't easy. They don't prepare us for them growing up. My son's moving away in 2 months. He's going to college, like 1,000 miles away from home, and he got a full scholarship. I'm immensely proud of him, but that doesn't make it easy to see him go, It doesn't ease the worry that a mom has about him being so far away, but it'll do him good. He needs some independence. He's an ancient old soul. He'll be all right. It's not him that I'm so concerned with. I do worry about my middle one. She has some people-pleasing qualities, and that's not good. She weirdly tries to run the whole house, but then will try to people-please when she's outside of the house. And it's people like that end up succumbing to peer pressure. And, I'm a recovering addict, and there's a type of addiction and alcoholism that runs in my family that you don't want to mess with. I mean, I always swore that it would never happen to me, but it did. I mean, I've had problems with video games that were almost as bad as drugs. My son actually is a video game addict, and he's been working on, controlling it for a couple years now, and he actually he gave away his PS5 to a kid that really needed it or wanted it and couldn't afford it, and which, he's just always been the type to do that stuff. His dad got really pissed at him about it, but I think it's just really, really sweet. And, they're not struggling for nothing. And, anyhow, like he said, I told him, I said, well, if you go to college, you can get another PS5 and nobody will tell you have to get off or take it away. And he was like, well, that's what I'm worried about. There's no one there to tell me I have to stop. So it's like, well, I can call you and ream your ass if that's what you want. Whatever you need me to do, sweetie. Have a good day.